Hello everyone, welcome back to Web3. In this video, we're going to be exploring the brand new Ubisoft NFT project that has been announced, released, etc. today over the past 24 hours. We're looking at VentureBeat reporting on it. Unfortunately, Ubisoft have not been thinking enough to allow people in the UK to access the website for Ubisoft Quartz. So unfortunately, they're missing out on press coverage. Either way, though, we're going to go through VentureBeat. Ubisoft launches Quartz for its first NFTs in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Ubisoft is unveiling Quartz, a new platform for players to acquire digits, the first NFT playable in a mainstream game. The first NFTs will appear in Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint for the Windows PC on the Ubisoft Connect platform. Paris-based Ubisoft said the first digital items to use it will be limited edition cosmetic items that will run on an efficient blockchain technology. Ubisoft is going to give the first 3 of these NFTs away to players who have played the game and meet eligibility requirements. After 4 years of studying blockchain, the transparent and secure digital ledger, Ubisoft has decided to take the plunge to give fans more control over the items that they buy in games, said Baptiste Chardon, the blockchain business and product director at Strategic Innovation Lab at Ubisoft, in an interview with GameSpeed. Ubisoft, which had $2.5 billion in revenues in its most recent fiscal year, is the biggest game company to embrace NFTs, and that's in character, as Ubisoft often embraces new technologies and is often the first to launch games on new platforms. The idea of blockchain games has met a lot of resistance, as gamers have been skeptical about crypto scams, investment hype around NFTs, environmental effects, the complexities of crypto, and the lack of gameplay focus for many of the early blockchain games. Ubisoft learned about the right approach by working with a lot of startups in its Entrepreneur Lab and Strategic Innovation Lab in Paris. Chardon said the company worked with startups like Dapper Labs, Sky Mavis, so very important actually players in the space, and Sorare, which have since raised huge funding rounds, and it recently invested in Animoca Brands, which has been bankrolling a lot of blockchain game startups. Ubisoft also joined the Blockchain Game Alliance, which had 10 startups at the outset, but now has more than 300 companies. You can think of blockchain as a platform on which you can build application. One of those applications has been Bitcoin, but there are other applications you may now use. So here the idea is to make you understand that blockchain is not Bitcoin, and we are leveraging blockchain in order to build the product that we are going to show you. It was really the opportunity for us to grab all the information and to be aware of what could be done at the time, the opportunities around the technology, but also limitations. So, early learnings. Chardon said that Ubisoft worked on prototypes early on, such as Hashcraft and early exploration of blockchain. It also created its Rabbit tokens to explore NFTs in a fundraiser for UNICEF in 2020. And it partnered with Sorare and the Belgian Pro League to create a fantasy soccer game called the One Shot League. Have to drink some water. The attraction at the time was about creating, Chardon said, and the other issue was around control and how we could give back control to our players, specifically by enabling peer-to-peer transfer between them in a secure, easy way. And outside of the Ubisoft ecosystem, we realized it was possible. The blockchain technical director at Ubisoft said in an interview, it seemed like blockchain technology was the perfect answer to store the serial number, since it is a core feature to store uniqueness and to be sure that it's very secure. The true ownership of our digital certificates is possible thanks to the blockchain technology. To figure out how to operate blockchain games legally, the team consulted with Ubisoft's worldwide legal team to vet the rules around Quartz. The company started discussions with regulatory bodies around the world to get a proper picture of where and how it could operate. Where the company goes next will depend on the recommendations from the legal team. Okay, so now we're looking at how it works. Log in with your Ubisoft account. So this is, I assume, the website that I cannot access because, like I say, unfortunately, Ubisoft are not forward-thinking enough to allow users in the UK to do this, and therefore we get this error message. So great stuff. You have to log in with your user account on Ubisoft Connect so that the company knows you are in the ecosystem and it can update your inventory in the game. It knows the duration that you have played the game. Then you had the option to set a crypto wallet on Kukai or Tempo. You claim your first digits and you can play with it or put it on sale in a third-party marketplace. Those who buy it on the secondary market still have to meet Ubisoft's basic requirements of owning an NFT, such as having played the game. To claim the first drop on December 9, you have to hit at least level 5 in Breakpoint. For the second drop on December 12, you have to have played at least 600 hours, and for the third drop on December 15, you have to play at least 100 hours all on Ubisoft Connect. Digits are not earned through gameplay but are free to claim for eligible players on Ubisoft Quartz. They will be released as part of a limited edition, each composed of a fixed number of cosmetic items. This means that the players will be able to claim their digit on the Ubisoft Quartz platform in the limit of their availability and based on their eligibility. If players wish to acquire a digit that they were not able to buy, either because it is no longer available or because they did not meet the eligibility criteria, they can purchase it from another player on the secondary market, provided they meet the eligibility to acquire. This is liberating because you own it. In classic game economies, you make a purchase in a game, but when you stop playing that game, your investment is lost. In other words, you can resell an item within an ecosystem, but you can't extract your value from that ecosystem. Quartz gives you the ability to own your item and cash out the value when they decide to stop playing. So step 2 is setting up your crypto wallet. We wanted Quartz to be dedicated to our players and not for speculators. Only our players can acquire digits, and we have set eligibility requirements. The Quartz platform and the digits items use blockchain-based NFTs to authenticate the uniqueness of digital items. And Ubisoft, of course, they're doing what they got to do for Web3. Launching in beta with Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint on Ubisoft Connect for Windows PC. Digits will be released as part of limited edition, each composed of a fixed number of cosmetic items. Number 3, claim your first digit. Digits are a new way to experience cosmetic items, combining the fun of playing with AAA quality assets and the appreciation of owning NFTs that represent unique collectible pieces of Ubisoft game worlds. Digitals are collectible in-game vehicles, weapons, and pieces of equipment that offer players new ways to connect with and enjoy more value from the games they love. Each digit is a unique collectible that features its own serial number for others to see in-game, also keeping track of its current and previous owners for years to come, making players an integral part of the game's history. Digits are high-quality in-game collectibles with active utility value. As playable cosmetic items, Digit provides players the ability to personalize their experience and complete their missions with style. Each digit comes with a certificate of ownership stored on blockchain, a decentralized community-driven technology independent from Ubisoft, which grants players more control than ever. With digits, items are no longer bound to a player's game inventory, so they can be put on sale for other eligible players to acquire outside the Ubisoft ecosystem. I honestly think they should have made a video about this. This is really messy. I'm really bullish about the idea of blockchain technology in games, but this is really messy. Claim your first digit. Digits are a new way to experience cosmetic items, combining the fun of playing with AAA quality assets. I think I've already read that. You're in control. Players can also sell their digits to other players using third-party marketplaces. This large-scale experiment is the next step in Ubisoft's 4-year exploration of blockchain technology through in-house research and development and close collaboration with specialists within the startup ecosystem. Our long-term efforts led us to understand how blockchain's decentralized approach could genuinely make players stakeholders of our games. That is one of the reasons why a lot of Web3 enthusiasts, including myself, not financial advice, are interested. In a way that is also sustainable for our industry, placing back into their hands the value they generate through the time they spend, the item they buy, or the content they create online. Ubisoft Quartz is the first building block in our ambitious vision for developing a true metaverse, and it can't come to life without overcoming blockchain's early form limitations for gaming, including scalability and energy consumption. So using less energy, we're looking at, of course, the environmental issues, right? So here we see one Ubisoft Quartz transactions powered by Tezos blockchain consumes, I need to look into Tezos actually, 1 million times less energy than a Bitcoin transaction. 30 seconds of streaming a video consumes as much as one transaction of Tezos versus 1 year of streaming a video consumes as much as one transaction of Bitcoin. Okay. The NFT, okay, and it's proof of stake, of course, that makes sense. The NFTs are minted on the Tezos blockchain, a partner in Ubisoft's Innovation Lab. Tezos uses proof of stake technology, which does not require a lot of computing power to achieve consensus or verification of a computing record. As a result, it doesn't burn a lot of energy or result in high gas fees. In fact, Tezos uses 1 million times less energy than Bitcoin transaction. Of course, that makes sense, right? Ubisoft wouldn't be able to get away with doing a Bitcoin transaction amount of energy. Energy efficiency is a key requirement to propel blockchain technology into a future where it can be used by millions of players, of course, because of its proof-of-stake network and its leadership on clean NFTs. One transaction on their network uses the same amount of energy as streaming 30 seconds of video, with the previous generation of blockchain technologies or networks can consume the same energy required for a lot, basically. Low carbon footprint means that both our developers and players can prioritize innovation without compromising sustainability. Ubisoft doesn't want players to trade digits only for their investment value, so the company requires that players log into, I think I've already gone through all of that already, so we're not going to go over it anymore. Ubisoft Quartz will be available in beta starting December 9 at 10 a.m. This is so stupid. They should have done this in the UK as well. Major market. Really, really dumb. Either way. The experiment will kick off with 3 drops of free digits on December 9, 12, and 15 to reward the early adopters among players. Digits can be claimed on the Ubisoft Quartz platform and played within Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Other drops are planned for 2022. This is just the beginning. This is not a one-time project. It's part of our global Ubisoft strategy to test and try new things. Now, of course, if we were able to access this, it's a big L from Ubisoft. I've said it enough now. They should have put this in the UK as well, because there's so many creators in the UK that would have taken advantage of this and, you know, made some really good marketing for Ubisoft in this. I would have gone through everything, but I can't because they've limited it. Either way, though, we will be covering everything happening in the Web3 space because this is a Web3 channel. Subscribe for more information on everything happening in this space. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next Web3 video.